What's up, you guys? So today we're gonna talk about if the Alienware is worth it. It's been a little over a year now since I've had it, so I'm gonna talk about some of the things I really like, some of the things I don't. But before I say is it worth it, let's talk about why people don't like pre-builts in general, not just Alienware. So people usually hate pre-builts because they say the number one thing is they're built with very cheap parts. Anything that you sell or anything that a company sells, they're gonna try to make as much money as they could off of it, and anything you built yourself from scratch, you're gonna be very proud of it. And you're gonna be like, oh, well, I put in all the best parts in my PC. My PC's way better than that. It's gonna last a lot longer. Yeah, it could be true. It may not be true. The thing is anything that you build is going to be all your stuff that you think is the best and you put in there. If you build your own TV, you're going to look at Samsung and LG's TVs and be like, that TV's built with nothing but cheap parts. It's not a good TV. But because people don't build TVs, they say, oh, that's a really good TV. Those are high-end. That's basically what it is here. If nobody built their own computers or knew how to build their own computers, Alienware would be the top of the line, which I think Alienware is the top of the line for pre-builds. As far as building your own computer, I mean, like I said, you could put all your parts in there, so no matter what, you're gonna think your computer is superior, even if you don't have that stronger graphics card or the fastest memory in there. So that's that. The second thing why people don't like them is because the heating. They say Alienware is notorious for overheating. Alienware is, really bad. It's a heat coffin. So as far as heating wise, I don't have any issues. A lot of these people probably like to overclock their machines. I don't overclock my machines just because from what I see, it's not really too good for the machine to be overclocked and to be overperforming like that. So I just kind of leave it as is, and I still get really good, to me, top of line performance, and I have no issues. So as far as overheating, I really don't have any issues. If you're gonna be overclocking, then I mean, yeah, maybe you might want to, build your own or do something. But I mean, I've seen people overclock Alienware computers all the time, and I don't ever see people saying, oh, my Alienware is overheating. My Alienware, yeah, it runs hot. I mean, there's so many machines that go out and run hot. So that's the second thing people don't like about Alienware. The third thing people don't like about Alienware is they say the customer service on there is really bad. Personally, I haven't had any bad experience with customer service, so I mean, as far as that goes, I have nothing bad to say. I have heard stories about people, good experiences and bad, and you guys left it in the comments. So when I see that, I'm like, that's really good that they, replaced this for you, or you just called them up and they did this for you. Or it's unfortunate that, you got a bad unit and this happened to you. So, alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to start up a game. I have my clock here. So we're going to start it. And I'm going to start up Warzone just to see how fast it goes. Now, this is one of the negatives that I don't like about Alienware is, and maybe it's just the system itself, I don't know. But sometimes when I start up the game, it doesn't want to start up right away and it takes a bit. But let's see. So while that's loading up, my thing about Alienware is I love the way that it looks, the chassis. I love the oh, let's see if we can try to focus. So it is loading up, but I love the way it looks. I love the way it performs. I love all the USBs in the front, the back. Sometimes it kind of aggravates me, and I wish that they would put, a couple more of these USBs in the back, just because I don't like to see. Whoops. It was about like 35 seconds, maybe 34 seconds. Hopefully you guys are paying attention to that. But Yeah, so that's the only thing I can say I don't like, is that they put so many of these up in front. I'd rather have like 2 more of these in the back, and you just leave one of the USBs or one of the USB-Cs in the front, and then obviously the headphone jacks you can leave up here as well. But I know with the new Alienware, the R13, R14, it's kind of nice that they put it on the side so that, you know, all your wires aren't just running from the right here in the center. It's kind of more off to the side, but again, I still wish that they would put more of the USBs in the back. And it does have a lot of USBs in there, which I love, but I kind of use them like crazy with, you know, I have my speakers, I have my my microphone, I have my SD reader, I have my keyboard, my mouse, my headset, my camera, and there's a couple other things, a phone charger, and I'm trying to think of what else I got in there. But there's a few things that I have in there, and it runs all the USBs, which are great, but I have no more room in the back, so anything else new I get, I have to run it out here in the front. So that's the only downside. But as far as Alienware, is it worth it? I would say 100%. Over a year later, since I bought this R11, I still think that this is one of the most powerful and best machines out there, and these are one of the best purchases that I've ever purchased. And if I would go back, I would do it again. The only difference is I think I would splurge for that 3090 instead of the 3080, just so, you know, I had that little extra top performance. Because one thing about the 3080, and I love it, it's a great graphics card. It's, you know, honestly one of the best on the market still, but the only thing I don't like is that it's only a 10 gigabyte. So when I'm upping all the graphics, I can't up it to the very max with the FPS still being, you know, all the way up at the top. I would love to be able to up all the graphics and still be running at, you know, 170, 200 FPS. And I'm pretty sure I can get that off of the 24 gigabytes on the 3090. But other than that, I think the Alienware is worth it. I think you guys should go out and buy it. If you want like a very long lasting machine, I mean, I honestly think these things are built like takes, despite what people say about the overheating problems, the, you know, cheap parts. I mean, these things, you could look online. I guarantee you, look online and you'll see a bunch of old models that are still holding its value. You'll find a laptop going for $300-400, and the parts and everything in there are old, but the chassis itself, because it's an Alienware, it's holding its value. And the thing, I guarantee you, still turns on. It may be running slow. You may need to up its graphics card, or, you know, its process, whatever it is, but that thing is gonna turn on and it's gonna work. Now, some of the older, you know, laptops, some of the older, you know, machines weren't built so well, so over time the age very much shown on those, and those are probably gonna be pretty much, you know, garbage. But the majority of the laptops, especially now, are running really good, you know. But you gotta also look at it as it's a laptop, you know. But I know a lot of them were built well, but some of them weren't. As far as the desktops, I think pretty much all the Alienware desktops are built like tanks and are gonna last you. So that's pretty much, you know, my opinion on, you know, if you should buy one and is it worth buying one, and, you know, paying that premium price. Before I end the video, paying the premium price. Yeah, these things are expensive. You can go out there and build your own for much cheaper, and like I said, you can put all the parts in there that you think are better and superior, and, you know, you could know exactly what you put in there. But the thing is when you're paying that superior price, that PC, like I said, is going to hold its value. The Alienware is going to hold its value later on down the road, while your PC, because it's a pre-built, not a lot of people are going to want that computer. They're not looking out to see your build and your specs and your... When they see an Alienware, they already know what they're getting. They know the brand. They're comfortable. They know the thing's going to work. They know it's... So it's kind of like you're paying that extra price, but you know later on down the road, I mean, you're not going to get all your money back, but you're going to still have some money that you could bring in from it if you ever decide to sell it versus building your own. I mean, there are people out there who want to buy your pre-built or your self-built machine or whatever, just because, you know, the components you use in there, they want to tear it apart, or they just want the chassis, or whatever the reasoning is. So I mean, there's still going to be people out there, but you're probably not going to sell it as much as a Alienware, you know, and them being the same age. So besides, you know, paying that high premium price for resale, like I said, it's built like a tank. It's going to last. You know, that's another thing. That's another reason why I bought it, and I'm not going to have any issues. So anyway, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And sorry, I'm a little sick if I sound a little nasally. But yeah, and I really appreciate you guys. I mean, we're almost at 200 subscribers, and that's an amazing feeling. I love that you guys are commenting and letting me know what videos and stuff to make. And, you know, again, if you guys think that I should, you know, do something different camera anglings, different, you know, things like that, or even if you guys think I should go more scripted, let me know in the comments so that I can make these videos better. Because, you know, like I said in my last video, I kind of just go on here and just start talking. I don't have a script. I don't have, you know, key bullet points to hit. I kind of just come on here and just, you know, give my thoughts and just kind of freestyle it. So see you guys.